Hey, I'm Joel Tarquin from theradrealtor.com, and this video is going to be about how to build a Harley-Davidson Dirt Tracker on a relatively low budget. And when I say low budget, I mean $4,000, which for a motorcycle is pretty cheap. So we'll see how that goes. We've got a couple of goals for this project. First of all, I want something that's street legal. I want something I can ride up to the office, maybe go meet a client on a sunny day at the beach. I live here in Southern California, Carlsbad, North San Diego County, so we have a lot of sunny days. I want to be able to go out and pop some wheelies, goof off, be a little bit of a hooligan once in a while. Second goal, it's got to be cool looking. I want a bike, if you're going to ride a Sportster, it's got to look cool, so we're going to work on that. And thirdly, it's got to be raceable. At the end of this project, I want to take it out to Paris or to Del Mar and go do some racing. Hooligan class, run with your brung class, we'll see what other trouble we get into. So those are the goals. A little bit about myself. It's fair to say I have a significant amount of motorcycle racing experience, but I have no fabrication skills and probably not much more mechanical skills. So a project like this, I'm going to have to call out all the favors I've got from friends and people around town and do as much of it as I can, just learning off YouTube and so forth, videos like this. So we'll see how that goes. I did go to the races a couple weeks ago down in Del Mar. I met a few of the guys racing, and they were all really cool, really helpful, and they kind of clued me in on what to do to get started. They basically said best bikes to start with would be a Sportster 1200, 1983 to 2002. Those are the hard-mounted motor years, and they said they prefer those. Obviously, you get something newer and still make a great race bike out of it, I'm sure, but you'd probably spend a little more money. I got my bike, found it on Craigslist, and basically I got a 1998 Sportster 1200, and these bikes I found I could negotiate down to about 2,500 up to about 3,500. I ended up getting one with a lot of extra parts, real cream puff, low mileage, 11,000 miles. The guy gave me a manual of all of his service records and everything in it, so I could tell he took real good care of the bike, really liked it. So I figured that was worth something since I'm not very mechanical. So I paid $3,000 for the bike. But the bike was covered in chrome and came with a lot of extra stuff. A couple of extra seats that were real high-end seats. And like I said, a lot of cool stuff on the bike. So I'm pretty sure that on eBay, my research has shown that I should be able to get several $100s back reselling a lot of that stuff that came with the bike. So I'll be working on that, and we'll discuss that in later chapters as well. So enough about me, let's take a look at the bike. So here's the bike as it sits so far after day one. We've taken off some parts in the back, put the stock shocks back on, painted them black just to make them look cool, took some chrome away right here, took out some emissions down there, and it's got the mag wheels as you can see, which is pretty cool, and I already scored an extra front wheel which we will modify and put on the back so that we have 19-inch front and rear, which is Dirt Track preferred. It's got a nice seat that I'll sell on eBay, probably make $100 or $75 back. Got stock pipes, which isn't the end of the world. It's got some slip-ons. Actually has a K&N air filter underneath there. I painted the cover black, again just trying to make it look a little cooler. All stock controls up here, but we just picked up some parts to take care of that. And again, I told you this bike, I spent a little more than I wanted to because it came with some added value. Here's some of that stuff. He had all his stock parts. He's got his slip-ons. He had another set of shocks, which were lowrider shocks. That's why I put on the stock ones. Had a battery tender, another great seat, Mustang seat. I've already got that sold on eBay for $50, probably a little too cheap. Had a couple of chrome parts, excuse my shadow there, and again, there's his book of all of his things that he was keeping track of. And here's some of the stuff we've taken off so far. Turn signals, chain guides, battery cover, horn. Just if it doesn't make it go fast or stop fast, I don't want it on the bike. So we've already lost 10 pounds, so we're on our way. Well, it's time to say goodbye to this stock control panel. See how quickly I can pull all this stuff off and put some new stuff on, and see how she looks.
Here's the new handlebars. Got rid of the speedometer and the tachometer. Still have the mirrors so we can see if there's any pops behind us in case we want to do a burnout or pop a wheelie. But the front end's looking a lot cleaner. And we have now taken off a grand total of 16.5 pounds. So making progress.
Right, making more progress today. Check this out.
We pulled out the bolts and we're losing the front fender here. Probably another couple pounds. And she's looking a little more dirt tracky now with her new handlebars and stuff. But look what came in the mail today. Scored this beauty. Nice little dirt track seat and rear fender came complete with a tail light and a place to hang my license plate so I can still go out and hooligan around on the streets. It's blue. I want it to be black. So I've been told that this appliance epoxy paint is the way to fly. So we're going to paint that up. And check it out. My bike's looking just a little bit more like the main man Evel Knievel's every day. So how can that be a bad thing? So I'm going to spray some paint on this and let you know how it turns out soon. Alright, so we've made a little bit more progress. Here's the tailpiece. We have painted it. As you can see, it's looking pretty good. I think I'll put a little bit of clear coat on it, bring out some color. But here's the problem now. We've got to do our first fabrication. We've got a plain seat underneath here, and we've got to somehow make it hook up down here. So I'm going to employ the help of a friend, Doug Marker, tomorrow, and we'll see what we can do about making this work. But something else exciting that came in, we got our black header tape. Ordered this off Amazon.com for about 16 bucks. I'm going to try to install that next as well. Wish me luck. Again, I don't have much patience. I'm not very mechanical, so I'm going to pull the pipes off and try to wrap this stuff myself. I watched a video on YouTube on how to install header tape, so hopefully that helps. I'll show you what results we get as soon as we're done. Working on our pipes here, and look what just drove up from down the street. Another little neighborhood dirt tracker. Right on. Not quite. Not quite, but we're getting there. Alright, so the header tape is on the bike. I think it looks kind of cool, but I gotta say, that absolutely sucked. In my typical fashion, like I said, I have no patience and very little mechanical ability. So even after watching the video about how to do this job right, I still managed to create a big giant pain in the ass for myself. I undid all the header bolts and then realized in order to get the pipes off, I had to get to a bolt down here behind the brake reservoir. And I suppose I could have taken the brake reservoir off or the foot pegs off or something like that, but having very little patience and really wanting to see this part of the job completed, I decided it would be better to try to find a way to fit the 9-inch roll of tape repeatedly through this little 3-inch gap. So I eventually got it done. Job looks great. And we're on to the next project, which is going to be the seat. But first, I think we're going to go out and goof off. We haven't ridden this thing too much. We've only been out once or twice. So I'm going to go out and see if I can learn to do some wheelies. So we'll see how that goes and check back with you after that. So I've just got to say, after spending the day yesterday riding this bike around up to Oceanside to the Hot Rod and Motorcycle Show and down the coast,
got to try to pop some wheelies and do some burnouts. This bike is an absolute blast. I had no idea that Sportsters were such fun motorcycles to ride. So I think what I'm going to do is, instead of putting on the new seat and the new fender, I think I'm going to wait. I'm going to ride this thing around for a few more days like it is, because I just absolutely love it. And I'm going to wait for the new tires to get here, and the hardware to mount the rear wheel, and just wait until it's really able to be dirt track worthy. And until then, I'm just going to leave it the way it is. I'm going to ride on the street. It might be a week, probably not more than that, because again, I don't have any patience. And as soon as they start calling me, my brother starts saying my parts are in, I'm certain that I'm going to want to get going and moving along. So I'm going to wind down this video and probably go ahead and post this up to YouTube as part 1. And then as soon as we get ready to start doing some fabrication, we'll check back in, see how the wheelies are coming, and get working again on our low-budget dirt track project. Get her finished up and see how soon we can go racing. So thank you. I hope you enjoyed where we're at so far, and look forward to finishing up the project. Yeah, love this thing.